Welcome to the Ebbs of History, the show where we dribble through the strangest, wildest, and sometimes downright creepiest stories the past has to offer. From phantom fog goalkeepers to footballers who never actually played football. You'll laugh, you'll gasp, you'll groan at my impeccable dad jokes. But, most importantly, you'll learn how history is way cooler than your textbook ever told you.
We're history-loving hosts, Zoe,
Gavin,
And I'm Jason, and welcome back to part 2 of our 3-part soccer series airing throughout the World Cup. If episode 23, the soccer war, was our group stage, consider this our knockout round. So lace up your boots, grab your vuvuzela, and try not to riot. This is the Ebbs of History. Hey there, history lovers. Welcome back to another episode of Ebbs of History. We're so glad you're here with us today. Zoe, Gavin, how's everybody doing?
it's
Good.
been pretty great. We're on summer break, so literally doing nothing.
not
Nice.
much to say other than nothing.
Well, how about we traveled last weekend?
We
I
You-
guess we did go
did.
to San Francisco.
We went to San Francisco. It was so fun. We
Yeah.
went to the Cubs game in San Francisco. It was amazing.
won.
They
Cubs.
won.
They won,
It was
5-1.
amazing.
Fun game.
Oracle
We're
Park
Cubs
is
fans.
just it's a really good park.
Yeah, I like it. I do.
It's just a nice
Uh,
place to play baseball.
Better than
Yeah.
the Cubs
After-
game,
I was just
but
going to ask you
Other
guys
than
what
the
your...
Cubs game, Alcatraz.
That's right.
other than the Cubs game, Alcatraz is my favorite.
Cool.
But then we also had some amazing fish food, like
Fish food.
fish
You ate
food.
fish food?
Fish are friends, not food.
But we went on Pier 39, and that just had so much good spots.
I had
Yeah.
a very good sourdough clam chowder bread bowl that I
That-
was dreaming of it last night. I was thinking I'm craving a clam chowder sourdough bread bowl right now.
That is one of the things you need to do when you go to San Francisco is have a sourdough bread bowl with clam chowder.
My
Good.
I got a shrimp combo fest. Shrimp is already my favorite food. So then, oh god, it was so good.
We've really just been relaxing other than that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I just beat a Pokemon game right before we finished this.
Well, today we're doing something a little different. Instead of one big deep dive, we're bringing you 3 weird but true soccer stories from the last 100 years. Let's kick off, pun very much intended,
Oh wow.
with story number 1.
Grown at the impeccable dad joke.
There's your groan.
Grown or foul?
The Goalkeeper in the Fog. Christmas Day, 1937, London. Chelsea is playing Charlton Athletic at Stamford Bridge, which is the Chelsea Stadium, and a thick fog rolls in.
Charlton?
Charlton, it's spelled Charlton. So we would say Charlton.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In England, they say Charlton.
Of course they do.
Hmm?
Of course they do.
The R is silent, and usually when words like this are said in England.
Greenwich.
Greenwich, yeah, there you go.
I
That's not, the R isn't silent there.
know. I'm just saying
The
that.
W
like,
is silent there.
I'm like, that's just that one. It always trips me up.
Yeah.
In the last episode, there was a Greenwich mention, and I was reading the script, and I'm like, don't say Greenwich. Don't say Greenwich.
Well, when we went to Greenwich, it was actually, they changed it to Greenwich because of...
For Wicked,
For Wicked, yeah.
which was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We went to the Greenwich Cafe.
Yep.
And then Grandma broke the glasses.
Yeah, and then Grandma broke the glasses.
That was fun.
That's an interesting story. That was... I'll never forget that one.
Oh, good.
All right, so we're at Chelsea Stadium. The thick fog rolls in. You know, the real dense, real London, you can't see your own shoes type of fog. Charlton's goalkeeper is a man named Sam Bartram, who, fun fact, would play for Charlton for 22 years and over 600 games and never play for anybody else. So he was very into his job. When a soccer game is happening and visibility gets so bad you can't see across the field, what do you think the referee does?
Keep the game going.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not hazardous weather.
Well, no, they can't see at all.
Oh, then
Knowing this podcast and knowing there's a story ahead,
Mhm.
he keeps it going. or
Okay.
they keep it going.
I mean, I'm gonna say the opposite, just for my own comfort of just I hope they stopped it because that is
Mhm.
not safe.
Exactly. He stops the game.
Okay, thank God.
The referee blew his whistle, paused things a few times, and then eventually decided, nope, this is impossible. The game is over. everybody go home. All the players left the field. The fans left the stands. The other team got changed and was sitting in the locker room. There's one tiny, slightly important problem, though. Nobody told Sam Bartram. See, his team had been on the attack when the fog hit. So, from Sam's perspective, his teammates were way down at the other end of the field, pressuring the Chelsea goal. He couldn't see them because of the fog. And the longer the game went on with no shots coming his way, the more impressed he got with his own team. Picture this guy, hands on his hips, peering into the fog, going, wow, we are dominating today.
Oh, poor guy.
That must have been like that one Spain goalie, the Spain goalie in the Cabo Verde game, where because they were just because he was just standing there like
with someone picking the grass,
nothing else to do.
In his own autobiography, Sam later wrote about how proud he was. He said, "We must really be on top."
Did he never find out?
Just listen. Meanwhile, he is the only player on the entire field.
God.
He's alone, a team of one, defending an empty goal against an empty stadium in a game that does not even exist anymore.
The thing is, how could he not tell by the fans? Like, not.
Well, the fans couldn't see anything, so they weren't cheering. They can't see anything. The fog is so thick. He can't even see the other end of the pitch.
How long did this
duh.
fog last for that he was standing there?
For 15 minutes, he stood there. 15 minutes! Finally, a policeman walked through the fog and tapped him on the shoulder and asked, "What on earth are you doing here? The game was stopped a quarter of an hour ago." And Sam jogs back to the locker room where the rest of his team is already washed, changed, and absolutely losing their minds laughing at him.
Oh my God.
Did no one go and get him?
I know.
No, nobody did.
I could imagine just the humiliation of walking into the clubhouse and your team just cackles at you.
I know.
Because you just couldn't see.
I mean, teammates, at one point, you gotta think, they knew that he wasn't there in the locker room, and they're just like, oh my God, he's still on the field. How long will this go on? Let's see.
I would have done
You
that
know,
too.
they're teammates. They're all, usually team.
There
know
was
each
no
other.
bad intent.
Right, exactly.
It's just
If it had gone on
joke.
too long, I'm sure somebody would have gone and got him. But
no,
my
if he was there
God.
for like an hour, like
Right.
they're like, I want to go home. Like, let's go get this guy. But
There is now a giant statue of Sam Bartram outside Charlton Stadium. He is a legend. But ask any soccer fan in England, and they don't remember the 600 games that he played for one team. They remember the 15 minutes he spent guarding a goal nobody was attacking.
I don't know if I would want that to be my legacy, but
Right?
Yeah.
my idiocracy
But honestly,
is
pain plus time equals comedy.
There you go. Yeah.
there
that's
you go.
Very good way to put it. All right, story 2, the footballer who didn't play football. This one's even weirder. There was a man named Carlos Henrique Raposo. Carlos was born in Brazil in 1963. He went by the nickname Kaiser because he looked a little bit like the German soccer star Franz Beckenbauer, who was nicknamed the Kaiser. Carlos Kaiser played professional soccer in Brazil and Mexico and France from the late 70s all the way through the 90s. He was on the books of huge clubs. Botafogo, Flamenco, Vasco da Gama, Bangu, a French team, a Mexican team. He partied with the biggest stars in Brazilian football. He had agents, contracts, the entire thing. Here's the catch. In a 20-plus year professional career, Carlos Kaiser played, by most counts, 0 competitive minutes of soccer. 0. He just didn't play. How do you think this is even possible?
Probably because he was always injured with something.
Okay.
It was probably like he's so good we don't want him to go out on the field and get injured. Like
Okay.
it was something like along the thought process of, well, we don't want to injure our star player, so we just won't start him, or we just won't blah 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 whatever. And then that ended up adding up over 20 years, and they just never played.
20-plus years and not a single minute of play.
See, that's why I think it's something like stupid and like weird like that.
All right. Here's how. Kaiser was, to put it nicely, a con artist. To put it more nicely, he was the most creative con artist soccer has ever seen. He could not actually play soccer at a professional level, and he knew it. but he wanted the life of a professional footballer. The parties, the famous friends, the nightlife of 1980s Rio de Janeiro. So he built a system to fake it. Step 1. He stayed in incredible shape, like six-pack abs, super fast in sprints, the works. So at training, when coaches saw him run, they thought, whoa, this guy's an athlete. He just made sure to never ever do anything with a ball where anyone could grade him. Step 2. He made friends with real soccer stars and with sports journalists. He'd buy them drinks, hang out, charm them. Then those journalists would write articles about how amazing Kaiser was at his last club. And those famous players would recommend him to their managers. So managers would sign him based on, well, basically vibes. Step 3. The moment he showed up at a new club, he would limp. He'd hold his thigh and say, oh, I tweaked something on the flight. I need a couple of weeks to recover before I train fully. 2 weeks would turn into a month. A month would turn into, I'm almost ready, coach. And then step 4. If he ever got close to being put into an actual game, he had a backup plan. What would you do if you were a fake soccer player and the coach was about to send you onto the field?
Fake a medical emergency.
Okay?
Because that sounds like something this guy would do.
It does, but he's done.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
With the theatrics and
With
everything.
the flopping and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, soccer players can do it great.
That's true. All right. Here's what he would do. He would pick a fight. There's a famous story where Kaiser was about to be subbed into a game. He sprinted to the sideline, ran past the coach, climbed into the stands, and started a screaming match with his own team's fans, accusing them of insulting him. The referee threw him out before he could step on the pitch. Then, here's the wild part. The team's owner thought Kaiser was defending the club's honor and gave him a contract extension. The man got rewarded for not playing soccer.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of just the coach's fault.
Right?
You know?
Did nobody
how
realize
stupid can you be?
this
Oh my
man has
God.
0 minutes on the field?
Oh,
He's taking up a varsity spot.
Mm-hmm. He also kept a fake cell phone. And remember, this is the 80s when cell phones were brand new and basically magic. He'd pretend to take calls from European clubs offering him huge transfers right in front of his teammates. Total bluff. Nobody was calling. The phone wasn't even on. Carlos Kaiser eventually got caught when his story became too famous to keep hiding. In 2018, a documentary came out about him called Kaiser, the greatest footballer never to play football. Here's the truly bonkers part. The documentary made him more famous than most actual soccer players will ever be. He turned the lie into a legacy.
I mean, hey.
Why not, right?
What works?
The match where a team had to defend both goals. This one's my favorite because nobody did anything wrong and the entire game still turned into chaos. January 27th, 1994. Caribbean Cup qualifying match. Barbados is playing Grenada. To get to the finals, Barbados must win by 2 goals or more. Anything else, a tie, a 1-goal win, a loss, and Grenada goes through instead. Pretty simple, right? Wrong. Because of the 2 extra rules the tournament organizers had added, and these are real rules, I am not making them up. Rule 1. No game can end in a tie. If it's tied after 90 minutes, you go to extra time. Rule 2. In extra time, the first goal scored is a golden goal, meaning the game ends right then, and that goal counts as 2 goals in the standings. Weird, right? Can you spot the problem with rule number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if, they go into overtime with 0-0,
Mm-hmm.
or if they go into overtime and Barbados wins, they automatically advance
Mhm.
because they get 2 goals.
Yeah.
Wait, pause. See, I feel like the golden goal rule kind of seems useless because, if you just score 1 goal,
Well, why do you think it's not a thing?
I guess.
Right?
You automatically win if you just score 1 goal, so why do you need to score 2?
Because it's the standings, because they can't have a tie at all.
Okay.
Because one team will advance and one team won't. It's very confusing. But that's part of
Yeah.
the problem. That's what
Okay.
causes this chaos.
Yeah.
It changes the math. A golden goal in extra time is worth twice a regular goal.
And this is in the World Cup. What year?
Qualifying, 94. A golden goal in extra time is worth twice a regular goal. So if Barbados can force the game into extra time and score 1, they magically win by 2 and qualify.
Oh my god, I can see where this is going.
Exactly. Now, here's what happens. Barbados goes up 2-0. They're cruising. 2-goal margin, they're going through. Then, in the 83rd minute, Grenada scores. It's 2-1. Suddenly, Barbados is not winning by 2 anymore. They're going to be eliminated, even though they're winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Barbados scrambles to get their third goal, but they can't do it. The Grenada defense locks them out. So with about 3 minutes left, one of the Barbadian players has a thought. Zoe, what do you think that thought is? They need to get into extra time. Because if they lose, or if they win by 1, they're eliminated.
Score on the other goal. Score on their own goal.
Yeah. The team looks at the rules and goes, wait a minute. If we tie this game on purpose, we go to extra time. And the golden goal counts double. So all we need is 1. So Barbados intentionally, and I mean intentionally, kicks the ball into their own goal. They tie the game.
I mean,
Now
that's
it's
a
2-2.
big brain move right
It's
there.
a very big brain move.
Like that's just smart.
It's cool. Brilliant strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Yeah.
now the Grenadians figure out the same math.
Mm.
They realized, hey, if we score right now into Barbados's goal, we win 3-2 and we go through. Or, and this is the diabolical part, if Grenada scores in its own goal, it makes it score 3-2 and Barbados is eliminated and Grenada moves on.
That is,
Even though they lost.
that is the actual most troll ever.
I know.
Right?
That's what I would do. That's petty.
It's just like a stalemate.
Yes.
That is petty.
So, for the last 3 minutes of regulation time, Grenada is trying to score in either goal. Barbados's net or their own. It does not matter. They win either way. And Barbados, realizing this, has to defend both goals at the same time. Players sprinting from one end of the field to the other. Defenders standing in front of Grenada's goal, trying to stop their own opponents from scoring on themselves. See, this all comes down to that golden goal, that 2 goals, and the fact that Barbados has to win by 2 in order to advance. That's what makes this whole thing so convoluted and crazy. 3 minutes of absolute pandemonium later, the whistle blew on regulation, 2-2. Extra time. 4 minutes in, Barbados scored the golden goal. Game ends. The goal counts double. Final score on the books, Barbados 4, Grenada 2. Barbados advances.
Wow. That's I would love to watch that.
I know. And realizing as you're watching what's going on, and yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It'll never happen again, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because the new rules.
Right.
Like the old rules.
It's only for this tournament, too. That's
Yeah.
what's a really weird thing to me.
Is this
that
the World Cup?
this is qualifying for the World Cup.
Oh.
So this is the Caribbean Cup. Yes. So in my mind, it should be standardized.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Especially because if it's yeah,
Yeah.
it should be standard. I don't have anything to say to
I
that.
don't know why it's not or why back then they were allowed to do this, but yeah.
And this is 1994?
January of 94, yeah.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
isn't that long ago.
No, it's
Like-
I remember this World Cup because it was in America. And Chicago had they played at Soldier Field.
This was not that long ago, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I have that date right. Because
I was 12 when this happened. So it's not like it's, old-timey soccer.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It's
Relatively
recent.
new.
Yes.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. The Grenada coach gave a quote afterward that I want to read to you. He said, "I feel cheated. The person who came up with these rules must be a candidate for the madhouse. Our players didn't even know which direction to attack, our goal or their goal. In football, you're supposed to score against the opponents to win, not for them." So those are our 3 stories. A goalkeeper who didn't know the game was over, a footballer who never played soccer, and a soccer match where teams had to defend the wrong nets.
Historiography.
A quick word on how we know these stories. Sam Bartram's Fog Game is in the British newspapers from December of 1937. The Associated Press ran a wire story on it 2 days later, and he wrote about it himself in his own autobiography. So the basic story is rock solid, though the details get a tiny bit funnier each time it gets retold. Have you guys ever seen the website Snopes? Sonopes?
No.
It's a great website for debunking things. Like if you see something that doesn't ring true, a good place to start would be Snopes, and because they do research into, how truthy is this or how fake is this.
Mhm.
Anyway, Snopes has even debunked the photos people share about this incident online. The famous goalkeeper in the fog picture going around the internet is actually of a different keeper, Jack Kelsey, from a foggy match in 1954. So when you see the meme, just know the photo is wrong, but the story is right. Carlos Kaiser is a bit trickier. Most of what we know about him comes from Kaiser himself, plus interviews with his soccer star friends like Zico, Bebeto, and Carlos Alberto Torres. Some of his crazier stories, like claiming he secretly won a Copa Libertadores in Argentina, are almost certainly things he made up. So when you hear the Kaiser story, remember, the guy who invented the legend was the world's greatest liar. Some of it's real, some of it's exaggerated, and we may never untangle which is which.
Is he still alive?
Great question. Yeah, he's 62 years old.
Oh, he's kind of young.
Yeah.
He's probably watching the World Cup. Like,
This happened
the
into the
games.
90s. Yeah, he's probably, yeah. Yeah. And then finally, Barbados vs. Grenada is the most documented of the three. There's actual game footage, FIFA records, and the rule that caused the chaos was changed almost immediately after, obviously.
So there's not much historiography to talk about.
No.
I mean,
no.
hey, they just took advantage of the rules. I mean, like, they're not breaking any rules. They're just
Yeah,
being
it's
smart
just-
about them.
Yeah.
I know. Work smarter, not harder. That's like a perfect example.
Exactly.
Lessons we've learned today. So, what do 3 weird soccer stories actually teach us?
For the story 2, don't judge a book by its cover.
There you go.
Like, he
Yep.
stayed insanely unfit,
Mm-hmm.
and oh god, that was terrible. He stayed in shape, and yeah, but he never played a second. You know?
Zoe,
mean-
anything?
There's something in my brain, but I mean, Gavin said it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I mean,
What about rules matter?
yeah, that too.
Badly written rules make people do bizarre things. The Barbados-Grenada game wasn't a story about cheating. They both followed the rules.
Yeah.
The rules were just bonkers.
I'll often hear stories about like all sorts of sports where like they found a loophole in the rules
Mm-hmm.
and cheated off that, you know?
Even if it's not cheating, like if you find a loophole,
I know.
it's not cheating.
It's not
Mhm.
cheating.
You see it in baseball a lot
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
because they're trying to find ways. Like there's been a lot of new rules recently in baseball, and teams are trying to find ways to get around it, which is completely legal. It's not wrong. Like you can't steal signs by like electric means. That's illegal.
Mhm.
But you can stand a little bit farther to the right when you're on second base to try and see if you can see the pitcher's what pitch he's holding.
Yeah.
Completely legal.
A good
But is-
example is in spring training when the Brewers with the new ABS,
Yes.
they had that little green card to
Mhm.
notify if it's like a good good time to
Yep.
like use it
Yep.
and try to overturn a call.
But I mean, it's technically not against the rules, but is it
Mhm.
against the ethical rules? That's
Yeah.
where we have to get into the.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a gray area. It
It's-
definitely is a gray
Is it
area.
okay? I mean,
Mhm.
like, it's not against the rules, but I mean, you're using the rules to your advantage to
Mhm.
have you have a better chance.
Yeah. If the other team, like your example, Gavin, was perfect because that was during spring training. They were trying to find ways to work with this ABS
Yeah,
system.
and cheat the system.
And they did that, and then baseball told them, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah.
They're because the rule is there can be no communication from the dugout, and that's communication from the dugout. So they were trying to use a loophole, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then with my example, it's the pitcher's fault for holding his glove and ball, showing his grip on the ball.
Yeah.
So if somebody can see that, That's not unethical at all,
That's
right?
just you using your resources.
Yes,
You
exactly.
using your eyes.
Yeah. Image and reputation can carry you a long way, but eventually reality will show up. Because Carlos Kaiser fooled the world for 20 years, but in the end, the truth eventually came out. And lastly, sometimes the smallest moments make a person more famous than their entire career. Sam Bartram played 600 games for one team.
That's a lot of games.
It is. And he's remembered for 15 minutes in the fog.
That weren't even doing game time.
Right. The game was over. It's time for the Fun Fact Challenge. 3 questions today, one from each story.
Okay, thank God. Is it in order?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. Whew.
Let me finish the question and then lock in. Question 1. How long did Sam Bartram stand alone in the fog at Stamford Bridge before someone came to tell him the game had been called off?
Locked
Nothing.
in.
Zoe,
No!
15 minutes.
15 minutes. We just said it.
God.
Question 2. What was Carlos Kaiser's go-to trick to avoid actually being put into a soccer game when his coach tried to substitute him in?
Locked in. You threw me off.
Sorry.
No.
You dying threw me off.
I know. Sorry about that. But that was Gavin for sure.
Yeah, because
Uh,
you threw me off.
He would pick a fight with someone on the other team.
That's right. With the fans, the referee, another player. So that his end goal would be to get thrown out so he didn't have to step on the field. All right. Tie ball game. Sorry. Tied match. Question 3. Why did Barbados intentionally score on themselves in the 87th minute against Grenada?
Locked in.
My gosh, I don't know. All right, rock, paper, scissors. That was kind of even at the exact same time.
I think first best of 3.
No, it's first, best of 1.
Okay.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors.
Zoe. Zoe won that with scissors over paper.
Okay.
That was bad.
The question was, why did they score on their own goal?
Why did they intentionally score on themselves? Yes.
They intentionally scored on themselves because they were tied. So if they scored in their own goal, then Barbados would get the point, but they would still move on. But they would lose because of these weird rules. And if they scored in the actual goal that they were supposed to, they would win because they won.
Okay, you're definitely on the right track, but
Can
you
I
got
have an opportunity to explain it better?
you got some facts mixed up there. So we're gonna let Gavin try
Okay.
and see who's.
So Barbados need to score on their own goal because if they scored, it would be 2-2, and they would have the opportunity to go to overtime. And if they score in overtime, they'll score 2 points to advance to the World Cup.
I was thinking of the other team.
Gavin got the point. And
This is
Gavin
the
wins.
first one that he's won, I think, ever.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's-
Zoe. I've won plenty.
It's definitely been.
A while.
I can flip back. It's been like from the first like 5 episodes
Okay.
that he's won. So
It doesn't matter.
oh, it does.
This day in history. All right, some other things that have happened on this day, June 25th, across history. In 1876, Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho warriors led by Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull defeated U.S. Lieutenant Colonel George Custer and his 7th Cavalry at the Battle of Little Bighorn in Montana, in what became known as Custer's Last Stand.
Why were they fighting him? I wasn't listening.
Well, the American government was trying to take the land of the Native Americans.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically all you need to know. Like,
Yeah, I haven't really heard much
Uh-huh.
about him yet, but
will.
I'm going into U.S. history,
That's
so
right.
I might learn a bit
Mhm.
more.
Me too.
On this day in 1947, The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank was first published in Dutch in the Netherlands, eventually becoming one of the most read accounts of a life under Nazi occupation.
Yeah, if we have a certain teacher, we'll read that next
Mhm.
year.
Oh, wow, yeah. And finally, in 1978, activists raised the first rainbow flag, designed by artist Gilbert Baker at San Francisco's Gay Freedom Day Parade, creating what would become one of the most recognized symbols in the world. So, 2 things. Number 1, when we went to San Francisco last week and I looked into if the Pride Parade was going to be happening while we were there, because all of June there's a bunch of Pride stuff. We went to the Cubs game and it was Pride night, which was freaking awesome.
That was really nice.
But the parade isn't until the 25th. I wonder why.
It's
Because of this.
Oh.
And the second interesting side note, LGBTQ plus used to be known as GLBT. I didn't know that, for one thing, until the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. Do you know why, Zoe?
I do.
Do you?
I saw a video on this. It was.
Did I send it to you?
You might have, or someone did, or it came across my For You page. But it was because the lesbian nurses helped so much in the AIDS epidemic that I don't know. Like, I was looking at the comments of the video, and it was like they didn't get it. The L didn't get moved because of that, but it was like a different reason. But I'm just gonna say what the video said because it might not be true, but it's just like
no, go ahead.
It moved to the front because they helped so much, and they thought it could be more of an important letter, and it was like I don't know if I said that very well, but
no, gay men were disproportionately affected by AIDS in the 80s, and because of severe homophobia and panic, healthcare workers refused to treat them. Lesbians who were largely unaffected became their caregivers, nurses, and advocates for these dying men. After it all calmed down in the 90s, there was a push to not only add the Q to the acronym, but also to move the L to the beginning as an act of gratitude and respect. LGBTQ slowly became the norm through the 90s, although the Q wasn't official until 2016.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
only 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
And that's like the most innocuous of them all, too, it just means different.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the most encapsulating one of all.
It used to be such a derogatory term. I think that's why it took so long to become official.
It got normalized.
It's been normalized. That's right. They took the word back. All right, 3 weird soccer stories: a goalkeeper, a con man, and a match where you defended the wrong goal. Different decades, different countries, same lesson. Sports is at its best when it gets a little bit ridiculous. That's it for this episode. Thanks for traveling through time with us on the Ebbs of History. If you like today's story, share it with a teacher, a friend, or your family on Instagram at Ebbs of History. If you have any show ideas, corrections, or questions, you can contact us at questions@ebbsofhistory.com.
Signing off, this has been your co-host, Gavin,
Zoe,
and me, Jason, reminding you that history is not just about the dates and battles. It's about people, curiosity, and the weird, wonderful choices that shaped our world. Until next time,
keep wondering,
keep laughing,
and keep learning through
the Ebbs of History.